In 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to a interesting episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay.
And it's Lucito.
And before we start, Lucito, please forgive me that I failed us in posting our prediction on time for No Mercy and the whole episode.
Yeah, that's fine. Things happen. Trust me, I have those weeks myself.
Yeah. But I publicly want to apologize to you and to our fans who watch us on YouTube that, I dropped the ball. The episode is aired a week later from our last recording, which is about now. But hopefully I'll do better. I'm going to work on it and do better for the next time.
So we last week we talked about No Mercy.
Yes, we did.
I didn't forget about Wrestle Dream, but I was like, I know the pay-per-view were coming, but it was just, I didn't think it was last week. But overall, I think it was a good weekend of wrestling.
This man just straight jumped right to the gun. Yeah. You don't want to talk about No Mercy first?
No. I was just trying to, because I know we did our parents No Mercy, but we didn't do one for Wrestle Dream, so I was just
Wrestle Dream for me, I thought it was like this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
but like the Columbus Day, Indigenous Day weekend. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what we didn't do one.
But it was the day after, and I'm like, oh well, it was. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But let's start with No Mercy. Overall, it built up. They added more cards to what we posted in our prediction. We predicted 4 of the matches, but they added 3 on. In your thoughts in the setup, were the winners were right, and should they done something differently for that pay-per-view in your live event?
PFL, whatever.
PLE.
I think the pay-per-view was good. It was a good. I think NXT is the most stable pay-per-view. Like, there's no bad ones or no good one. There might be, depending on the season, but they give you a good product no matter what. I would have preferred Butch to win the cup. That's just me, because most people that come down, come over to NXT. They're normally people that go from the main roster, Raw and SmackDown, onto NXT to kind of like refurbish or kind of like get a building, like a winning streak, and move on up back again to SmackDown or Raw. And he basically won the tournament, and I think he won against one of the guys from Gallus. He beat him, and then he ended up going to against Noam Dar. It was a good match. I think the winners that we had, I'm not mad at it, and it's a good build-up for new players with new titles, new champions.
Well, the big one for me, and I think it was your pick during our recording or the aftermath, it's Ilya
Dragunov.
Dragunov, sorry. His first name, I always mess it up, but Dragunov, I was really impressed that he actually got the championship. Now he's technically almost a Grand Slam champion for NXT. I think he's missing the North American one.
Yes.
But other than that, very impressive resume. Very impressive.
But I like that. I feel like he was past due. Because I know he had a feud with Braun Breaker, and nothing came out of it because of Braun Breaker and
Dolph.
No. Carmelo Hayes. So they had kind of like a triple threat situation. So at least now him dealing with Carmelo Hayes at the moment and just kind of get one over and finally getting the title. And it was good. And I like that his boy got the title. So like we talked about last week,
Williams.
We didn't know where Trick Williams would fit as like either X Factor or
like had Dom.
Yeah, no, but we didn't know if he was gonna be the X Factor of him helping him out, or just because normally people that are team up together or like a manager or a hype man, they normally kind of betray their champion or vice versa. So now we could see how Carmelo Hayes feels not having a title, most likely today.
We saw that he has his eyes on the belt, so
correct.
Things are going to get a little bit sticky, as they say in the South. Going back to Dragunov, we can overlook that this man defeated Walter. Okay, he has won the Heritage Cup. I believe he's been an NXT Tag Team Champion in the UK. I believe. I hope. But if not,
I know he's on the Heritage Cup, and yes, he's the one who kind of one of Not too many being Walter. So he's one of the many that he was the last person to win the
championship.
championship.
Walter's streak is untouchable until Dragunov on that day, weeks before UK became no longer part of the UK NXT family. Before the merger, I should say, the merger. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen to Dragunov. I don't know who's going to be his next opponent. It could be Braun Breaker, though. Yeah. It could be him. But if it's not, then I could see him working with Dragon Lee, maybe Dom. You know what I'm saying? Something.
You could Butcher, Tyler Bate. You could have this. I feel like him being
the rematch. Oh, that'd be fire. Yeah. That would be fire. So. Tyler Bate, Dragunov for the belt. Mm-hmm. Oh, they could give us a show. They know how to work, guys. If you have not paid attention to NXT UK.
And I know, today, I know I'm kind of getting a little ahead of myself, but I know, unfortunately, Dom lost the title, and he basically, Mami was like, don't come back to the group unless you have a title. So he could go for that North American, he could go to NXT. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, now the world's his oyster NXT. Most likely he's trying to, get a rematch. He will get a rematch for the North American, but why not the NXT Championship?
What what I understood from Mommy, Rhea Ripley, for those who are not paying attention to Raw, is that she's saying you're not going to be on SmackDown or Raw. You got to stay in NXT until you bring a gold back to the group. Mm-hmm. That's all she's saying. I don't know how long. I mean, and he probably will show up because he's Dirty Dom. He helps the tag team wins and Fastlane. I mean, right now we have Judgment Day versus Cody Rhodes and
also. And also.
In the Jey Uso for the belts. It's like, do I see Jey Uso and Cody winning? Maybe. Absolutely not.
Maybe.
We'll with Dirty Dom? With Dirty Dom still in play?
Injured. That's what they haven't wrestled in a while. Damian Priest and Finn Balor. I don't know how bad is the injury, but they've been out of action. I don't know if you noticed, but been out of action because of injury.
I don't think Cody's returned tag team though, because I believe he was a tag team champion a while back when he was with the Star.
Stardust.
Stardust. When he was Stardust, I think he was a tag team champion
at least was a little bit, but
for a little bit. Yeah. So for him to do with main event Jey Uso, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Becky Lynch definitely showed us why she is the man, the big dog, the Becky money maker, because her and Tiffany definitely worked.
Yeah, it was good.
Out of all women matches so far this year, I could definitely consider that top 5. Because you got Mercedes and Willow, you have Jade last match, even though it was short, but she killed it. Her streak is 60 wins. Yeah. There's I think Asuka put in work in one of her matches earlier this year. Yeah. But Becky,
that one I would
Becky
say,
definitely, that's like a top 5.
That was kind of like
and kudos to Tiffany.
Yeah, that was like a measuring stick for her to figure out if she's ready to kind of what they did to Mandy Rose. I'm like, all right, you got the title, cool. We're gonna give you somebody that's way better than you in the ring, but let's see if you could catch up and maintain a good storytelling, especially in the match and showing your skills. But Stephanie Charron she did well, and she came out of it unscathed, unlike Becky that she had to get stitches and stuff. But
I mean, even though, like you say, she came off with not a lot of wounds, battle wounds, but she's also she's a pretty face too. You know what I'm saying? Like she could wrestle, but she's also a pretty face, so she's good for marketing stuff. And you don't wanna bang up now. Becky already been pretty face. She's already been the underdog. She's been the top dog. Mm-hmm. So right now Becky is cruising. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. I don't think she really cared much about much of the cosmetic stuff. She just want to build more of her legacy. Yeah. And I could see her at least 100 days as NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, I would like to say, I want to see her. Hopefully, to do something for the Survivor Series, maybe NXT, and we'll see.
You got her in play.
Yeah.
So, if Survivor Series was today, and if they're doing NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, currently you have Rollins, Roman, and Dragunov in a match.
Yeah.
You'll have Trick Williams currently.
Yep.
You'll have Gunther, and you will have Rey Mysterio, which I kind of disappointed that it's not Santo Escobar because it's overdue, but it is what it is. That would be a match. And then you have Judgment Day versus the Italian, the family.
D'Angelo and Sachs.
The D'Angelo family, which
So
kudos for them.
Yeah.
Out of all their opponents, that's a big W for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like tag team this weekend have been putting in work, and I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that at
overall,
all.
No Mercy it was good. We got to see some unfinished business and new champions. I think it was a balanced pay per view, and I like that.
New champions,
yeah. And I personally like that. Finally, Trick Williams got his flowers, and they kind of like get the green light and be in the.
This is the part that I was hoping to build up earlier in our conversation, because Trick Williams won and Carmelo spoke with him and looked at the belt.
Yeah.
There's a great possibility that we're gonna see. We should be seeing a great rivalry match.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Out of Carmelo being a hater, whatever it is, build up Trick Williams enough that he could be on his own, and then Carmelo could finally transition to the main event.
Yeah.
Like that is my hope. That is my dream. Make it happen, WWE. Make it happen. Like Carmelo, I feel like Carmelo will be a great add-on to Bobby Lashley, because like if the Street Profit doesn't really like benefit for him, then I feel like rebuilding again, but you start with Carmelo and then you add other pieces around him, that could be a nice touch too, because everything is starting fresh with what they call again TKO.
Yeah,
everything is fresh. So what we thought we was going to be seeing back in June could be a whole different setup by the end of the year. So Carmelo and Bobby Lashley, that's a badass team.
True. Yeah, I just gotta see it because we just gotta wait because I like what they had done with Trick Williams. This is time for Carmelo to figure things out, because he probably eventually might get maybe a rematch, possibly. They always do, most of the time. Whoever loses the title does a rematch. And I know Dom is going against Trick Williams today on Tuesday for like a rematch.
It's time to rip the bandage and build the story of Carmelo versus Trick Williams. That way you end the year with the bang.
Yeah.
Carmelo being part of the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he's going to get that much hype to be part of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
If you have a Kofi moment, that's cool, but I don't. He's still young.
He's good, but he wouldn't be a bad U.S. champion. He wouldn't be too bad.
He wouldn't. But we'll see how it goes. Staying in the WWE lane, what's your thoughts with Jimmy Uso? I feel like
it's fine. They're trying to milk it because hasn't been a Roman for like a Roman sighting in a while.
Well, he's supposed to be coming back by mid or end of October.
Yeah,
before the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, he's projected to go to the Saudi Arabia show.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what happens when you're a champion. You can pick up your hours and do whatever you need to do. He's not needed, but Jimmy's doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he kind of keeps the ball going for the bloodline, sort of. Like, keep that story still going. Because I feel like if he wasn't getting involved enough, I feel like the bloodline would kind of, like, be stale and be kind of, like, restart out of nowhere.
And the OC finally are being involved in more TV time, which I felt like they kind of watered them down. Yeah. And don't understand why, though. I would have loved to see them more, like, pushed and more presented throughout this second half of the year after the shakeup.
Okay.
I would have loved to see more of AJ Styles, the OC, and Mia Yim, but they probably did like maybe one match on TV for the month. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Which is, to me, it sucked because like they're talented people. Mm-hmm. I feel like you could do more with them. You just got to give them, you know what I'm saying, more TV time. So it's good to see that this is actually in the works. I think this this could be a good storyline for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Bloodline versus OC, and then you're gonna have Roman, Jimmy, and freaking what's his name? Solo.
Yeah.
Why me?
Because right now they're gonna have a match, Solo and Jimmy against LA Knight and John Cena
at Fastlane.
Yes.
So, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I would like OCs to still be involved in some shape or form. I would love for them to try to get Roman involved with it too, and then you bring your top dog AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. Yes, the OC won't be the winner, but at least you're helping the stable be more relevant again, because OC is being not talked enough. Street Profits are not being talked enough. LWO, you're putting some push into it, which I wish the crowds will like take the bait, but they're not. Unfortunately, they're really not. So it's like it's LA Knight, it's Charlotte, it's John Cena, and it's the Bloodlines that really gets the crowd pumping.
True.
And, then Austin Theory with Grayson Waller. But everybody else is just like,
I don't know.
Give them that juice, give them that spark, you know what I'm saying? Asuka's trying to get her Facebook account reactivated. Activate her Facebook account, Meta. Stop it. You saw the...
No,
Yeah, so all Raw, she been posting on Twitter, be like, yo, Meta is not activating my account. And throughout the whole show, she'd be like, this is what customer service keeps saying to me, and this, and this, and this. And she'd be like, but this is me. If you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it, so... Yeah, Asuka lost her Facebook account and IG, so pray for Asuka. But Asuka is another individual. Bailey as well. Bianca Belair. Those are like the blood. But also, Jade. Jade is rumored that she will be a member of WWE Raw. Mm-hmm. Is that the move or is not?
Yeah, that's good. That's okay. I think she tweeted during the melee between Shayna Baszler, Raquel and Nia Jax around that time. So she was like, who's going to be my first victim. And those are kind of heavy hitters, and I feel like those will be good contenders or good matchups with her. Because everybody else, I feel like she'll go through them pretty quickly. I feel like these ones are kind of like two big meaty men. Do you have like two beautiful women, but strong women?
Two big mamas, man. Yeah. I love that.
So that'll be pretty good to see. I'll be interested in it.
I feel like her first one should be like someone like an Indy or a Candice LeRae, someone with a lot of experience, just to make sure that she's going to be looking.
Natalia.
Huh?
Even Natalia.
Oh, Natalia, of course, Natalia. Yeah. She's a gatekeeper, but I'm just saying, like Indy, she's tall, she's strong. That'd be a nice matchup. Candice LeRae, because she has experience. Of course, Natalia is like the OG. Like, if you do well with if Natalia make you look good, then you definitely be ready for Raquel, Nia Jax, Piper, Rhea Ripley. You know what I'm saying? Becky, maybe.
Yeah. But I think she's gonna skip NXT. I think she's gonna be straight.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like she going straight to Raw, because her stardom is a little bit too bright for NXT. And what I mean by that is it's like Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is also a special individual that shouldn't be starting right at NXT. Yeah. You gotta throw her straight to Raw. I don't like the approach that they did with her, making her more of the jokester with the tag team belt and all. But I'm hoping with Jade that she showed up more like Nyla Rose. You know what I'm saying? Go in, whoop ass, walk out, get your money, and do it again.
I know the one I feel bad. I don't think we even talked about him or whatever. But another addition or people that UFC kind of like slipped up, but they've been doing promos on NXT. I know kind of you've seen NXT, but here and there. But another addition from AEW that came across, and now they're doing promos for him in NXT. It's Brian Pillman Jr. So he's going to NXT.
I saw the news. Yes.
And I'm good for him. At least he got some employment and basically going to the big leagues. But I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like NXT would be good for him because I feel like he could rebrand again himself. But it's unfortunate that somebody that has pedigree, basically his dad being like WCW, the guy in WCW, he has to start sort of again from the beginning to start over, and it's kind of tough because he was he was popular in the Indies. The NW he was fine, but kind of started slipping down the card, especially after they lost Julia Hart to.
And they lost Dark in Elevation, where they usually get more showtime.
So now he's kind of has to restart again. So hopefully they book him well, and I hope they kind of like he takes inspiration from his dad.
But here's my question to you: can second generation of greatness do well? And there's only a small few individuals that are showing that they can, but there's many that are not.
Correct. I feel like it depends who you are, but most of the time, for males, it's more difficult depending on.
Interesting, because
I don't even know this, but like most of the male like second generation that I would say that's like pop like that have passed their parents' legacy or like been better than their parent, quote unquote. For example, The Rock, right?
His father, yep.
And even his grandfather. I know his grandfather, but he's basically made it like. He kind of like surpassed everybody in his family, basically. The Rock, Randy Orton, better than his dad and his grandfather.
Third generation.
Who else is second, third generation?
Bray Wyatt.
He's a little different.
He won the championship though.
Correct. Yes, but his dad was good in his era.
Bray was killing it.
Correct.
In 2010.
Yes.
2010 belongs to Dwayne.
But he had
Bray
to.
Wyatt.
You think about it. He had to like keep revamping himself.
Not by choice.
True. But for example, like Randy Orton, kind of like he was Randy Orton.
He revamped many times.
Yes, but he was still like
the Playboy,
No,
Evolution.
but he was still his
the
like,
Viper, the Legend Killer, the bad like.
Yeah, but he was Husky Harris. He was Bray. Like name wise, like The Rock was The Rock all the way through.
No.
Well, he was Peter Maivia.
Rocky Mania. He was like Rocky Mania.
No, but he was The Rock. Like Rocky. Like he was The Rock. He wasn't.
No, Rocky went through.
Maivia,
everybody went through. Like even Triple H started with like Henry something Hemsley being the pretty boy.
But that's Triple H. Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah, but he didn't became Triple H.
But he wasn't a second generation person.
But I'm just saying people go through the Cactus Jack, Mick Foley went through many characters.
But second generation, for example, like so Randy Orton, The Rock. I feel like who else?
Charlotte Flair.
But guys, I'm just.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's difficult. Because when you try to, for males, it's I think more difficult than for
Dom Mysterio. He has two gimmicks so far. The
so,
face and.
But I feel he hasn't surpassed Ray yet.
Okay, I give you.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's,
I give you that point. I give you that point. Good point.
Cody, it took him retries, but he's another one that took him years to like get to like
the
now.
Indies.
Yeah,
AEW,
he had to like he took him a while, but he wasn't like. Straight like
and no one in his family still have ever hold the heavyweight belt yet.
And
till this day.
Even in his own company, he never held the main belt.
That was a crazy rule that he put himself into. But yeah,
but it's more. I feel like it's more different for guys because you had the British Bulldog, David Boy Smith Jr. He was good, but not as his dad. You had Curtis Axel, not as good as his dad.
Mr. Perfect.
Yeah. You had what's another one? The guy, well, he's still young. We'll see about it. But the Cowboy tag team guys, not Josh Briggs, but the other guy, Jensen. His dad used to be not super famous, but he's second generation. Him too. So like, it's more difficult for the younger. Braun Breaker, we'll see.
NXT, he's established.
But I also we'll see.
Yeah,
because his uncle, his uncle Scott Steiner, his dad, like they were tag team like. Legend, crazy.
But he's doing well as a single runner.
But we'll see. That's like let's put a pin on that.
The Uso because of Rikishi.
And I would say them, yes. I would say Roman Reigns, that's another one.
Yes.
That's kind of about it. Everybody else kind of struggled, like people that they're trying to like second and third generation trying to make it through. For females it's not too many, but like you have the Charlottes. You have Tully Blanchard's daughter. She was really good.
No. It's not Emma. I'm thinking about someone else. But I know who you're talking about. But she did well outside of WWE. Not in WWE. Yes. Yeah.
But the Paul Ellerings, she's still in the Indies, but he used to be the manager for it's not APA. The two big guys. It's a book of I think it's not APA. AOP, sorry. He used to be the manager for AOP. Something. Yeah. So Paul Ellering, his daughter. So I feel like it's a little bit because Charlotte Flair. That's a difficult one to be like. You have to be better than Ric Flair.
She was set to excellence.
Yes.
Especially with the motivation of the passion of her brother.
But it's pretty difficult for a second generation to make it through.
Right now, you have
in any sport.
You got any sports. I agree with that because right now, Jordan kids didn't do well. No. LeBron kids are looking promising.
The younger one.
The younger one?
The younger one. Not Bronny, but the younger one's going to be better than Bronny.
What?
Yeah. Just keep it.
Bronny's going to do well. Like, first, let's hope he stay healthy. Yeah. That's number one.
No, true.
And two, let's see how well he performs in SCU. Because if he does well in SCU, he's like predicted to be picked top 10 in the draft.
So you'll see the younger one. He's 6'8". The younger, look it up. Whenever you get a chance.
No, I know.
Yeah, he's gonna be better.
Yeah, he outgrown his brother, but size is not everything. It's also about the finesse, the talent, the skill, the handle.
Same thing for example, Shaq's kid. He's good.
He didn't translate well. Yeah.
Also, he has a medical condition, so he wasn't able to continue his training for a period because he had a medical condition. Carmelo's kid, he's good, but it's a new generation athlete. It's a different athlete than Carmelo. But I would say it's difficult to. I don't know if it's because the environment. Because when we grow up, or our parents, they had to not work hard. It was a different.
There was a struggle.
Talent, so I feel like they had
a struggle.
Not so we have it easier, but it's a different method to the madness to get to the point that they were. I feel like it's a little bit. They have more access to it, which is good in one way, but I feel like it takes away a little bit of the hunger, or
when our parents used to say they used to walk 5 miles to go to school and come back and all that good stuff and wash their clothes, have the shoes ready, go to bed, and then do it again over again. Yeah, they went through a process, a struggle. Those who were first generation here in the state, we not as extreme, but we did have some freaking crazy blizzards from the early 2000s and late 90s. That blew my mind. Yeah. How do we went to school with that blizzard and they were okay with it? Mind blown. But whatever. I digress. But yeah, these newer generation, they're working from they're taking class at school. Majority of jobs are working from home. Most of them, you can order any food you want with the click of your phone. You got the internet. Yeah. So, the struggle is different.
But I think it's tough to live up to, your parents, especially for a wrestler, to live up to the parents' legacy or whatever. So I feel like Brian Pillman did a good thing, but I feel when he was in AEW, he's trying not to be his dad, trying to be his own identity. But eventually, I feel like that's his calling. He has to continue the legacy, and I feel like he has to look. He literally looks like his dad.
I mean, I know a lot of people don't like talking about, but Chris Benoit kid is also in a process. Yeah, he works in the Indies. The last video I saw of him, he won his match, but I have not seen a lot of his progression. But that's another person that we're just trying to see is if he's going to be close or good enough to his dad as a wrestler. So it's a whole different vibe. But some people are not as blessed as a Mysterio or Flair. The Rock's kid, I don't know what's happening with her. She's a slow kicker. She's a slow cooker.
Same thing with the Garza and Humberto and Garza. It's a different thing. They're good on their own, and yes, they were successful. Same thing with Andrade and Pentagon and Octagon. All of them, they're good. It's a different discipline, but I feel like they've done well overseas, and they've been successful in comparison to because most of the family is still in Mexico. But I feel like it's a different level of prestige. And it's kind of sometimes a little hard to live up to the name. So hopefully Brian Pillman Jr. he does well if he starts in NXT, and there's a future for him, and they see something in him.
Hopefully he doesn't get the same package as Reggie right now, because Reggie became from luchador to now being
Reggie was a manager doing flips for Carmella. So he's doing well. He's on TV. He didn't get in the chopping block, and
he did not.
And the two guys that he's friendly with or acquaintance with, they need somebody like that.
But I need Reggie back on the ring, though. I need you to keep doing them backflip for us. We lost Ricochet in NXT. We need someone to do it for us.
You have Axiom. And you also have what's the other guy?
I digress.
There's people like that for.
So AEW Wrestle Dream, my guy.
Yeah.
Wrestle Dream was Sunday. Hell of a show. Over 4 pre-shows matches where you had Athena, her girl, Billy Starks, Keith Lee, and Kojima versus Shane Taylor Promotion, Diamante and Mercedes Martinez. You had Claudio in the pre-show against Josh Barnett. You had the Luchasaurus versus Nick Wayne. And then you had the Acclaim against DMDK for the trio belt. I am surprised that these matches, 2 of them, I believe, should have been in the main event. Because, like, the status of them and the 2 that I'm talking about is Claudio, because he was the previous Ring of Honor champion, and the trio, because the Acclaim is one of the hypest team right now after the New Days. It's like, after New Day for trio, the Acclaim. The Acclaim is killing it for me right now. So, what do you think of the pre-show? If you watched it, or...
I saw the highlights, and I saw kind of the recaps of them. It was good. The only thing I was kind of confused on the moment was for Athena. Is she a good guy, bad girl? Like, good or bad?
She's a coach.
Which is... No, for me, it's just, like, weird. Like, yes, she's the Ring of Honor champion, but, like, are you good girl, bad, or, like, in between, or whatever?
I think she's doing the Roman Reigns, not a good guy, not a bad guy,
but
the guy.
The Claudio is fine. I feel like the most interesting thing for the pre-show was Moxley being kind of more commentary, kind of added to it.
He got fined.
So I think that was kind of like added to it.
Moxley,
but overall,
I feel like
the pre-show was fine because it was balanced. It was balanced because you had a little bit of everything. You had triple threats, you had mixed tag, you had solo. So I feel it was good. And I wouldn't the main event cards. I don't think I would have changed anything. Like out of the matches, I think there was maybe
TNT Championship.
Yeah, I would say maybe the switch the number 1 contender for the tag team for the trios. So you had Lucha Bros against the Gun Club, like that, that number 1 contender one.
Young Bucks, Lucha Bros, the Guns, and then Orange Cassidy and Hook.
I would have put that instead of the trios championship. I would have swapped that in. But that's just me. Everything else kind of had a story and a purpose for the main pay-per-view because you had stories built from Dynamite and Collision into going into the thing. And I like that MJF was able to defeat, basically go 2-1 and hold the title. And I like that we basically kind of kept building up Don Callis. The Callis group.
So you're just running down the whole roster right now. You don't even want to talk about like storyline in it. You just be like this, that, and that, and that. Like you forgot about your thoughts about Chris Stanlander.
That was I skipped on purpose. Like that was just like whatever.
Eddie Kingston for his boat. He was not.
That was like a thank you like match. Like they thought that he wasn't gonna lose. He just won the Ring of Honor championship. He's not gonna lose that one.
Well, but both were on the line. Both Open and Ring of Honor belts were on the line.
You're not gonna have your person literally. So that guy, Shibata would have been a triple champ.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Shibata, not yet.
Swerve versus Heyman and Adam Page.
That could have been the pre-show, but
Ricky Stark, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Bryanson, and Zach.
Yeah, I wanted to get that one. That was like that's the highlight of the match.
That match was about close to 23 minutes long. Did anything impress you? Did they deliver? Was it too late, or was it just the right time for these two?
No, that's what they would have gone. Like they could have done an Iron match, or even a 2 out of 3 or 5. Like they.
But they were supposed to meet up a while back in Forbidden Door,
and they couldn't.
They couldn't.
So
that was in the past.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. had Claudio.
Was it the right time for them?
Yeah, because basically Daniel Bryan's going through basically not his checklist, but his checklist before his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel Bryan, according to Brian Alvarez, he's been basically the best technical wrestler for over 10 years.
Brian Alvarez.
So then Zack Sabre Jr. took over more recently, and then Daniel Bryan took it over. So now it's kind of like, who's the best technical wrestler? So you basically had somebody, like submission or a technical specialist, and you had Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson as a counter person.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good yin and yang of each other, and they could even keep having matches similar to like when Claudio or Cesaro had matches with Sheamus. Like they both kind of like counter, like power and counter, so they had best of 7. Mm-hmm. So they could literally continue the story back and forth, and
which sadly they just became a tag team. That was the result of that, which broke my heart.
And this wasn't even for the title. So imagine him trying to go for the TV title, for New Japan TV title. Like there's nothing at stake at the moment, just kind of pride, which I think was more prestigious for Zack Sabre Jr. than the title.
So what's next for Bryan Danielson?
I would like to see him against Shibata. So he's the pure champion for Ring of Honor. Eventually, I feel like he needs to take a shot to that. But at the moment, I feel like nothing in AEW at the moment, because he has to do sort of a singles run per se. But I think Shibata should have his sight on Shibata, especially for the Ring of Honor TV, the pure championship or something of that nature.
I'm glad that a person like Jon Moxley didn't have to be in a match like this. Or, I was going to say Chris Jericho, but Chris Jericho was part of the Golden Elite with Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi.
And Sammy, that one was good, and at least Sammy got one over Jericho.
Which I think it was needed for his career, but Sammy still is not a person I'm crazy about. Do you get crazy about when you hear the word Sammy? He has moments, like the cutter that he did on Cody Rhodes. That's definitely live in my brain time to time.
But I feel like I don't know. There's something about him that's like, I don't know. He has.
I don't think he has that sazon.
Yeah, like
he doesn't got
that.
that. Like he doesn't got that sazon. Yeah. He doesn't got that swag. Like Chris Jericho, swag. Yeah. Moxley, his own swag.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, super swag. The Young Bucks, swag.
Yeah.
Swerve. He got Prince Nana doing the swag, you know? But Sammy, I feel like Sammy just forced
something's missing. Like, it's just...
Hook has a swag. Yeah. And he doesn't even need to talk. He just needs potato chips.
Like, you give him Doritos. Saying he don't do nothing, but literally he don't do nothing. Like, he don't need to go...
Orange Cassidy. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. Yeah. And you'd be like, swag, you know? Yeah. Best friends, swag. Wheeler Yuta?
But he got his own... weird swag, like he got his own blah swag. You know what I'm saying? Like like it's just he got his
that? Salt and pepper only.
Like, but it fits him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just.
Yo, that is funny.
But like I would sit down and watch Yuta. No, for me it's like whatever. But I would prefer to watch Yuta than Sammy.
You made Wheeler Yuta sound like you just add olive oil, salt, and pepper to your food and call it a day. Like,
but he's, you know. So.
But yeah, Sammy just need that sazon. He does not need to speak Spanish for me. For me personally, does not have to bring out his Latino card. He doesn't have to bring like he grew up in the street. He doesn't have to be like a gangster, whatever. It's just gotta be a swag. It has to be something that, like, if he could figure out a way how to just have that more of that presence when he walks down the ramp. You know what I'm saying? Because he could talk. Yeah. He's a decent talker. I think what he was doing with the postcards during the commercial break, that was fun. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's more of a jokester. You know what I'm saying? I think if he could find that balance between a little bit of dark humor, but with more of a strong presence and respect, then he finds... Yeah. I think that's where his swag lives, but he got to figure that part out. I didn't do your homework, but I'm just saying it's kind of there. It's kind of there. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe once he become a dad officially, then it's like...
Yeah, something... I don't know. But it's just... I'm glad that the story continued with him and Jericho, and like he got one over Jericho, fine. Mm-hmm. But like, for me, it's just, all right, what now? Yes, now you're on Don Callis. He was in the Inner Circle, then he was in the Le Champs, or like the Sex Gods. Then he was with the JSA, like Jericho Appreciation Society. Now he's Don Callis. So
he can't be by himself.
True.
So of course he need like a manager, a talker. So that's what we're. Yeah. That's the the denominator in his equation is he needs a manager, he needs a talker, and then he just got to bring that swag. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And don't bring your wife. She's cute, she's adorable, but leave her at home. She's okay. Christian Cage and Darby Allin had a 2 out of 3 fallout match. Christian still winning the match, then giving the biggest beatdown to Darby, where we finally hear one of the top 10 entrance music.
Probably top 5.
I'm top 10.
I think that was the top 5.
Bro, top 10. All right, chill.
Really?
Chill.
Yeah, it's a little top 5.
Hey,
like,
chill.
It's not
chill.
We'll discuss that another time.
Yeah, another time.
It's probably top 5. Like
Adam Copeland arrived to AEW, and it's the R era, as he likes to call it.
You know, WWE didn't do their homework. They didn't do copyright on Rated R, just in case. So, so he got the rights to it. They didn't buy
the R era.
The Rated R, literally the Rated R Superstar. They did not do the. You know, sometimes it'd be like, let's say Braun Breaker and then Top Dog, and like they give you a list of the like everything they say or whatever. They didn't renew their copyrights for. Maybe out of respect. They got Edge, but not like.
Maybe out of respect.
They slipped up because sometimes they be forgetting.
Hey, I'm surprised they let the music slide. I'm surprised he had
the whole package. They literally.
Great entrance, great energy, like he did before when he came back in Royal Rumble 2019 before or 2020 before the pandemic. Big momentum. You know, great storyline. Of course, he's going to be working against Christian Cage, which I think it's the right move.
Correct.
Darby, Sting as ally. I think that's the right move.
He has to go through Luchasaurus. I think he probably has to go Luchasaurus first, which is next, not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that.
Yep.
Then he probably has to go through, but he's going to be easy, but Nick Wayne, because Nick Wayne joined Christian. So he probably goes through them before he goes to Christian. But
but it's going to be an interesting way.
Yeah.
But I said about 2-3 episodes ago is that if Edge, because Edge was talking about his contract, saying that he has his extended contract in front of him, but he doesn't know if he's going to renew or not. I said, if Edge and Christian able to give us one more trio match against the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys on a ladder match, I could die and be happy.
Well, I think you're going to be alive for a while because the Dudley Boys have a Legends contract with WWE.
That doesn't mean shit.
They have a Legends contract with WWE.
That doesn't mean shit. They still work with a fucking NWA.
Yes, but that's not...
Or Impact. Like, they do shit outside. Like, the freedom that AEW give, and then the way how Bubba Ray is smart with his shit, I know they're going to figure out a way how to make that happen, bro. You cannot... Bro, you don't want to see that one more time?
I do.
You don't sound confident about it.
There's so many variables. Because you have, for example, the Legends. For me, the Legends contract. Is Jeff Hardy going to get in trouble again? Who knows?
That to me is high cautious.
Matt Hardy...
He almost fought a person at Walmart. Yeah. There's a video
Matt Hardy is stiff as a board. So, like... I don't know.
He's not going to be the ones taking bumps. I get that. Okay.
It's just... I don't know. Him and Christian going against each other, teaming up, great. And you have the Hardy Boys around that you still could do something between them for. But having the three, like basically 30 years later, I don't know.
2024. If it doesn't happen, Double or Nothing, or if it doesn't happen in All Out, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But those two events or another Forbidden Door.
Okay.
You do a Forbidden Door, and you give us that trio match, and you could throw in the Young Buck, throw in the FTRs, throw in whatever tag team well established in AEW or New Japan that you want, or even the Golden Lovers. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You throw them in there against those legends, and that's gonna be like we'll be satisfied, bro.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Golden Lovers, so they're kind of New Japan. Ring of Honor will be the Young Bucks, sort of, because they came from there. And Edge and Christian, WWE all in one. I'll be happy with that. So you have New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW. Or even, you know what, just to throw in AEW, you could throw in, I don't know, who's that AEW, like...
FTR.
Yeah, FTR. So, boom. Fine. So you have one...
They're like the first one that comes to mind.
But one of each, you know what I'm saying, company, which would be
For Forbidden Door, sure. But again, Lucita, before we close out, you telling me you would not give a finger or so to watch these?
I need my hands for work, but for cooking. But
that's that says a lot.
But no, it would be great fantasy booking, and literally somebody could like chat GPT and have a video and whatever. But I don't know, because we've seen matches that we wanted before. I know it's not AEW. We're seeing it WWE, whatever, that 20, 30 years too late that they fumbled. Yes, it's a different tag team and whatever. But, like...
If you're bringing up Goldberg and Undertaker, that was so unneeded, okay? I get it.
But it's Like,
okay. Last question and we close out. Let's say that the writer's strike is kind of at the end, except for the actors, because the actors are not getting the residue, right? Would you give at least a finger or toe to watch one more time a match, not for the belt, just for pride and respect, between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Paul Triple H in a match? One last match for 2024. Would you give up one of your limbs? I'm flabbergasted. Bray, yo, you in wrestling heaven, man. You better talk to them and bring nightmares to this guy, because he's wilding. No. You wilding, bro. Lucita, I gotta follow up seeing why. Why wouldn't you want to see that?
How they currently are now.
Yeah, they're past their prime. And
I'm not
even mentioning Stone Cold. I'm not mentioning John Cena. I'm not even mentioning Bautista or Randy Orton. I'm just saying those two legends. You know what I'm saying? Those two legends, you would not want to see them finally figure out who were the best, because they were supposed to have that match in WrestleMania 17 or 18.
Yeah, then they went to one. Basically, they went away. Yeah.
They're 1-1.
Yeah. I would say just leave it like that. Because it's better for debate. Because they'd be like, oh, who would have done... You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave it for debate and,
I amen to that. Well, ladies and germs, we are at the end of the show because, honestly, I guess I'm a dreamer. Yeah. I'm a half full, he's half empty type of, reality.
Yeah, but half empty because I've seen what could happen and I'm not so happy about it, so...
Undertaker.
Yeah.
D Generation X versus fucking Brother of Destruction. Wow. Anyway, guys, half full, half empty. We are here to provide entertainment and commentary for your liking. Continue to support your local wrestler. Once again, Live Pro Wrestling will be doing the show in October 29th at the Revival Brewery. Make sure you get your ticket now, $15 on the spot. It's fun. It's great. You are the crowd. You bring the energy, and you'll definitely won't be disappointed. Especially that it's a Halloween costume theme. Mm-hmm. Words didn't want to come out. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media. Comment, give us a 5-star. We're on the YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever it's called. Providence Lucha Talk. That's where you can find us. Let us know. Any last words from you before we close the show?
I think we probably give our predictions later on another episode for Fastlane.
Yes, we will. So I'm Jay.
This is Lucito.
We say good night. Buenas noches. Peace.
See it.